So let's talk about the biggest hurdle that clients face when we're talking about retirement planning. And it's just simply getting to your number, right? Most retirement plans are not failing because of poor investments or things like that. It's just people go into retirement thinking they're going to spend one thing and then realize very quickly that might not have been the correct amount.
Yeah, and a lot of people will forget about the big expenses that aren't necessarily a monthly expense and underestimate some of the hidden ones.
Right, there's tons out there, right? So you've got big ticket items, right? Someone comes to us and all of a sudden, hey, I didn't think I need a roof, but we need the roof sooner rather than later. Or the furnace goes, or the AC, and all of a sudden I had a set amount of spend monthly, and I had these large distributions that I need to take out. Then we look at healthcare, right? I mean, Fidelity's done studies on this. They say the average 65-year-old couple right now is going to spend in retirement over $172,000 just on healthcare expenses. And that doesn't even include if they need long-term care. Over 2/3 of people are just totally discounting this and totally just not thinking about it, not dealing with it. You've got travel and lifestyle, the fun one, right? Retirement's supposed to be the best vacation of your life. Well, what does that cost? And are there going to be big trips that you want to do that maybe you didn't do, during your working years? And you've got taxes, hidden costs. Most people, their biggest thing that they're the most excited about is like paying off that mortgage, right? And making those final payments. I just want to make sure my mortgage is done before I retire. But then we have the issue of, well, property taxes are always going to be there. And then what does your tax situation look on what you've actually saved, right? How much of your employer money that you saved or your IRAs are you in a partnership with the IRS on, right? That's taxable money. And then we've got the everyday expenses, which is just like the stuff that adds up that you don't really realize. It's, okay, I stopped at Starbucks and I go there a couple times a week, and every single time it's $10 or $11, right? I like to go out to lunch on Tuesdays or golf with my buddies in the summer. And like those are the things that just kind of like pop up and continue to add to those hidden costs that maybe they weren't thinking of.
Yeah, and if you don't put them in your plan, they don't just disappear, right? They just become very expensive surprises. So, starting with your net income. And this a lot of times can be the most difficult phase of this is figuring out how much you actually spend on a monthly basis and what your net take-home pay is today.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of people come in and will tell us, when we ask how much you need in retirement, they'll say, I need $6,000. And then we actually look at, well, what are you bringing home today? What actually hits your bank account on a monthly basis? And maybe that number's 9,000, right? And we have to have a very frank conversation of, well, where does the other 3 go today? Mm-hmm. And how is that not going to happen in retirement? So step 1, start with what the net income is today. Step 2, are there any post savings that you're doing? Like you are, after you receive your paycheck, put it into an IRA or a 529 plan for kids or grandkids, things that you don't plan to continue after retirement. In essence, what expenses are going to be dropping off? Then we layer in, well, what expenses are going to be adding on, right? We just talked about, is it a trip every year that maybe you didn't take before? Are there healthcare costs that your employer took care of that all of a sudden you're on the hook for? And if we start with, okay, that baseline, then we take off the things that are dropping off, we add in the things that are adding on, that generally leaves us with that true income need that you have in retirement. And most people, where that ends is about 55 to 80% of what they were making while they were working. But that's different for everybody, right? We have some clients who are going to need that full 80, some people who can live on much less.
So in short, right, like that net amount that is hitting your bank account today is a good place to start building that retirement income plan. And to us, that plan is a living, breathing document. We can start from there.
So we start with that baseline number, and then it's our job, right? We run the numbers. We figure out, does that net amount on a monthly basis, do you have enough to support it? And guess what? Sometimes it lines up. Sometimes we run the numbers and the amount that you want to have at retirement and the age that you want to be able to start that income all lines up and you're good to go. But other times it's not the case.
Yeah, so if that's the case, we have a few levers that we can pull then. You can save more between now and retirement. You could spend less when you get to retirement. This one nobody likes. You could work longer, or a combination of those.
Yeah, I think it just, at the end of the day, it's figuring out, does my number work? If so, great. But if not, what do I need to do to fix it? And just not walking into retirement blind. So let's start with the people who are doing great, who are running ahead of schedule. We run the plan, everything looks fantastic. We run those numbers and we get to tell them, like, guess what? You want to retire now? Go ahead. What other options do they have at that point?
Yeah, so it's really figuring out what's most important to that person. It could be, I just want to retire earlier. I hate my job. I just want to get out. It could be, well, I'm fine with working until what we originally said, but I want to spend a little bit more in what we call those go-go years, the longest vacation of your life, right? When you're going to be most healthy and most active. You could say, I just want to travel more. I want to build in a buffer each year to say, I want to travel. I want to just gift it to family. You want to increase your generosity, right? We have plenty of clients that say, I just like to buy little presents for people and I want to build that into my plan,
Yeah, I think like a couple really cool stories that we've had over the years where people have been able to retire earlier than they ever thought that they could, right? Those are just awesome times where we run the numbers. People think they have to work till 65. They're maybe sitting down with us at 59 and we're like, you can work till 65, but you don't have to. You're doing it because you want to at this point. And then it's the other clients where everything lines up, they're retiring when they want. And like you said, it's just a matter of they can spend more. I had a client recently where she said her first like aha moment after that meeting when I said, it's okay, like you're gonna be fine. Like this is your budget, you have plenty to spend. It's okay to spend the money. Is she said when she made her tea in the morning, she made it with 2 tea bags instead of one, big excitement. But she's like, it's a Tazo tea, it's not cheap, and I normally wouldn't do that. But like, you gave me the go ahead, and she makes a joke now. Elizabeth said I could do it, when she spends some money.
So that's the best part of doing what we do and creating these plans. It's all about what that person individually wants. It's not like here's your plan. It's a big puzzle piece that we get to help you put together for you.
One of the biggest questions we always get when it comes to finding this number is like, how much do I need to retire, right? And there's no magic number. There's no, if you have $1 million, you can retire. If you have $2 million, you can retire, or 3, or whatever you may have heard. It's all so situational, right? We have clients who are retiring with $500,000 and they're never gonna spend it. They're never gonna use it. They have no idea what they're gonna do with this money, and we know that it's gonna pass on. We also have clients with considerable amounts of assets, 3 million plus, where we have to have difficult conversations with them and tell them like, hey, there's a good chance that you might run out of money if you want to keep at the spending level.
Yeah, and what matters most is just, does it work for you? Does that income number work for you and the lifestyle and the age that you want to retire, and kind of marrying all those things together. At the end of the day, there's no, you need this number, this universal number. There's only numbers what works for your plan and what your plan supports.
So we do have some pretty great client experiences that we've had when it comes to the positive side of knowing your number, getting it right, and being able to do things that you didn't think you could do, right? I know we talked about the Taza tea situation, but another situation that comes to mind is a couple that we have who they don't have children. Their legacy that's important to them is charitable giving, is helping out with family while they're alive. And when we initially ran their numbers, they thought they were going to spend a lot more on a yearly basis. And now fast forward, we're 3 to 5 years into retirement, and they're just not spending what they thought they were going to. So we had this like extra pool of money where it's like, okay, well, what are we going to do with it? And once a year, they take that as a distribution, and they actually sit down with a glass of wine, it's probably a bottle of wine, but they sit down and they have like their yearly checklist. So like these are all the things that we want to be able to do and achieve this year with this extra money. Some years it's charity, some years it was a remodel in part of their house, helping out family. Sometimes it's a combination of all three.
Sometimes it doesn't work out like that, right? Where we have a number, we drill down on that monthly income number, and then every year, or in some cases every few months, it's I need an extra 5,000, I need an extra 10,000, and you rerun the numbers, and it's like, this isn't exactly what we said. We need to revisit that monthly number, and that's why we stress in the beginning that monthly number is so important, because if you can't stick to that, then we need to put in some guardrails to that plan.
So what we do different at Nova Wealth is we don't just say, you've got $1 million and you can retire, right? I think what separates us and makes us different is the fact that we really do drill down on this number. We make sure that we create a plan that can be focused around the number, the lifestyle that you want, the things that are important to you, and then we work backwards to figure out, do you have enough or not enough? Is the money invested the right way to get you from point A to point B? So if this is something that you want more information on, comment plan below. We'll send you a link to our calendar as well as our checklist for how to drill down to your own number.